Hello everyone. Today we'll see about share repository. We are going to cover add action activity into share repository, then using action activity from share repository, then updating action activity from share repository, then update all action activity instances into share repository. So let's see what is share repository first. A shared repository is a centralized repository within Ginger for sharing variables or activities or activity groups across one or more business flows present in solution. Sharing ensures the reusability of the component. So let's see what are the advantages of a shared repository. If you have created activity or action in shared repository, then you can reuse it in another business flow, which will reduce the redundancy and increases the reusability. In turn, it will save time and space also. And very important thing is, for an example, if you have created an activity or action, say login screen, and you have 10 different scenarios. So you have created 10 different business flow. Just take an example. You have created separate login screen activity for 10 business flow. Suppose later on something changed on the UI or in that particular screen. Then just imagine if you want to accommodate these changes, then you have to update all 10 business flow. Then how much efforts and time it will take? Instead, if you add that login screen activity in shared repository and reuse it in 10 business flow. Now just think, if any changes will be there, then you have to make changes in that particular shared activity or action and then sync these changes across 10 business flows. Now all 10 business flow will have these updated changes. So isn't it this is a feasible solution? So that's why we need to use shared repository. Okay, so let's see how to do this. First of all, we will see how to add activity groups in shared repository. So let's begin. So this is our business flow. Double click on that. It will open it, and these are the groups, activity groups. These are activities and these are actions. So let's see first how to add activities in shared repository. Suppose this is launch URL activity. If you want to add this in share repository, then you have to click on this three dots. Here you can see the option add to shared repository. Click on that. Then it will open this wizard. Here you have option replace type. There are two options in that, regular instance and link instance. Regular instance will create only copy. Link instance will create, it will link this URL with all the instances wherever this launch URL is used. We will see this later. So just click next as a link instance only and click on finish. So when you are selected link instance, this pin like icon will come for shared repository, and when you just click on regular instance, it will mark as a star. Okay, so now this activity is added into the shared repository. Now you can also see where this shared repository in resource shared repository, then these activities, see launch URL, this is the shared repository, shared activity. Okay, now if you want to add, suppose this action as a in shared repository. Then you have to click on these three dots. Then see, here is add to shared repository. Click on this option. Same wizard will get open. Okay, now we'll see replace type as a regular. Just click on next and finish. See, this yellow mark note that it is a shared repository active item. This action is added into the shared repository now. Now go to resource tab, click on this action. See, that action is added into shared actions. Okay, so in this way we can do it for activity and action. And if you want to add activity group, this complete group in shared repository, then you have to click on this three dot and add activity group to shared repository, the same way we did for activities and action. Now let's see how to reuse this activity or action in business flow. So for that, let's see, we will create a new business flow. Say shared repo demo 1. Click OK on that. Double click it. It will open this tab. Then click on this plus sign. You can see option here, share repository. If you want to add any activity or action from share repository, you have to select this option. Then you have to go to activities tab. See, this is the same activity which we have added to share repository. Just double click it to cross check. Just drag and drop this activity. Then it will open this dialog box. Just click. We don't want to create any group, but just click on select. It will add into the existing group. See, this activity is added from shared repository. Okay. Now we'll see how to add actions from share repository. For that, we have to create one activity. Username and password, suppose. Click on finish. Select that activity. Now we have to add actions, shared actions. So you have to select this shared repository. Then you have to select this action tab. See, here it is a action for username. So just drag and drop, or you can click on this arrow, it will get added. See, that action got added here. This is shared action, so star mark is here. In this way we can add shared action. Okay. Now in order to update this activity, suppose what we will do, we have to edit it. Okay, and then only we can do it from business flow. Or there is another way to do that. You have to go to resource tab and shared repository. From here also you can do the changes in this. For an example, we will change this open URL in new tab. Okay, and save these changes. So when you click on the save button, click on save, click on yes. It will ask you link share activity warning. Are any update to link shared repository auto update the shared activities and all its usage in other flow. Do you want to proceed with edit? Meaning whatever changes you have done will get reflected wherever this activity is used. So click yes. So let's cross check. We have changed it to new tab. So we'll check this in our business flow. Here this is launch URL. See, this is new tab. Okay, so the changes are reflected here. So in this way you can do the changes from shared repository tab. You can do it from here also, from activity also. For that you have to click on this edit activity pencil like icon. Here it will show this dialog box that if whatever changes you will do, it will get reflect to all the instances. So click yes, and then it will get it opened. You can click current, click on save, yes. Okay, so all these changes are reflected to all the business flow where this activity is used. So let's cross check again. Okay, before that you have to click on this save button. This save button, it will ask to update all these changes in shared repository. Click yes. Now it is the changes are updated. Let's cross check now. So for that, go to resource. We'll check in shared repository itself. So select this. See, this is current. So whatever changes we have done from business flow, it is getting reflected in shared repository. So from shared repository also you can do the changes, or from business flow also you can do the same changes. The same way you can do it for user actions also. You have to click, you have to double click it, and then you have to make the changes here and save it. For an example, we will change this name, suppose, save it, save this, click on yes, then come back here. There is icon of shared repository, or you have to click on add to shared repository. Now this action is already there in shared repository. So in this case we will override the changes. There is a new upload type as a new, but this is already there, so we will override the changes. Okay, so select override from drop down, click next and finish. Okay, so go to uh, shared repository, check here. See, Shilpa name is reflected in shared repository also. In this way you can update the action also. Okay, now in shared repository it is reflected, but if you want to save these changes across all the linked instances, then you have to click on save. It will ask you, there are linked instances for this action, so do you want to change those instances also? Click on yes. It will reflect to all the instances where this username is this action is used. Okay, in this way you can do it. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.